Hello everyone! Welcome to Native Man Math Tutorial wherein you can find free mathematics Tagalog tutorial. Ang content ng video lesson na ito ay Grade 11 General Mathematics under Term 1, Week 8 of the Strengthened Senior High School Curriculum. For today's video lesson, we are going to discuss converting currencies and time. And also, we are going to discuss using scales in maps in traveling decisions. But before we discuss this lesson, if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe for more video lesson. So what are you waiting for? Let's begin! The learning competencies of these lessons are: number 1, use a scale to interpret and compare distances on maps, blueprints, and sketches. Number 2, solve problems involving the conversion of currencies. Number 3, apply time conversions in various real-world scenarios such as traveling or travel planning, project management, and daily routine schedules for personal in business transactions. Again, this is under Term 1, Week 8 of the Strengthened Senior High School Curriculum. And for the objectives, at the end of the session or lesson, you will be able to: number 1, define the different key terms of currencies, scales, and maps. Number 2, explain the concepts, scales, and maps, currency, and time conversions. Number 3, interpret and use maps, scales to calculate real-world distances between locations on a map. Number 4, convert currencies in time zones across countries. Number 5, apply map scales, currency, and time conversions across various contexts such as travel, real-world distances, e-commerce, budgeting, and remittances. Number 6, apply map scales, currency, and time conversion when planning personal or group travels. And number 7, create a scaled map of a location or building to showcase its landmarks and attractions. To start our discussion, let us do this activity A about ratio and proportion. So this lesson will help you recall your knowledge about ratio and proportion. At itong lesson po na ito will be used in discussing converting currencies and time and scales on maps. So here is the direction. Try to solve each problem applying your own idea. For problem number 1, on a road map, 1 centimeter stands for 10 kilometers. If the distance between two towns is 4 centimeters on the map, how many kilometers apart are they? Okay, so this problem can be solved by using ratio and proportion. So here, we are going to compare two data. We have 1 centimeter stands for 10 kilometers. Now, the question asked, okay, how many kilometers are there in 4 centimeters on the map? So here, we can use the concept of ratio and proportion to solve. So how? Okay, so this is the solution. So here, 1 is to 10. So 1 centimeter stands for 10 kilometers. So that's why 1 is to 10 is equal to. So 4 centimeters on the map, how many kilometers apart are they? So here, hindi po natin alam how many kilometers. So we are going to assign variable for that unknown data. So we are going to assign variable x. So 4 centimeters, 4 kilometers. Okay? So here, we can use this equation to solve for x. Okay? And that x is the kilometer apart. So paano po yan isolve yung ratio and proportion na yan? First, you're going to multiply this one, 10 times 4, yung nasa loob po. So ang tawag po dito, so may tawag po dito sa ratio and proportion. Ang tawag po dito ay means. So 10 times 4, that is equal to 40. And then you are going to multiply also the outside term that is called extreme. So multiply 1 times x, that is equal to x. And then from that, 40 and x, you are going to equate that one. So x is equal to 40. So here, x is equal to 40. Now, yung iba pong way of solving this problem is that you can solve using fractions. Okay, so that is called ratio and proportion. So 1 is to 10 can be written as 1 over 10 is equal to 4 is to x can be written as 4 over x. Baka po kasi dito po kayo nasanay. Okay. So here, if the given is a proportion, then you're going to do cross multiplication. So multiply, okay, cross multiply 1 times x, that is equal to, okay, 4 times 10 or 10 times 4. So ito po, cross multiply 1 times x, then 10 times 4 or 4 times 10. So simplify, this will become x is equal to 40. Okay? 4 times 10 is 40. So the same po sila dito po sa form na ito. Okay? Then, to answer the question, the distance between two towns is 40 kilometer apart. Another problem. Problem number 2. A kakanin recipe uses 2 cups of sugar for every 3 cups of rice. If you use 6 cups of sugar, how much rice do you need? Okay? So, how to solve this problem? So again, there are two data or two combinations of data. So 2 cups of sugar for 3 cups of rice. Okay? That is one pair. And then the other pair is that 6 cups of sugar, then how many rice you need. So if you're going to solve that one, using this form, ratio and proportion. Okay, so here, 2 sugar, 3 cups of rice. So 2 is to 3. Okay, this one. And then it's equal to 6 cups sugar. So 6 is to how many rice? Rice is not or unknown. So we are going to assign value or variable for that. So that is x. So 6 is to x. And then multiply the inside term or the means. 6 times 3 is 18. And then the extremes, 2 times x is equal to 2x. And then equate the two values. 2x is equal to 18. So here, what is the value of x from that equation? So divide by 2 to both, then x is equal to 9. So 2x divided by 2 is x and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay? So sinortcut ko na lang po yung part dito. And then how about in a form of fraction? So the same po, 2 is to 3 is the same as 2/3 is equal to 6 is to 6 rather, 6x to x rather, that is 6 over x. Then by cross multiply, this will become 2 times x and 6 times 3 or 3 times 6. So 2 times x is 2x and 3 times 6 is 18. And the same, 2x is equal to 18. Solve for x is equal to 9. So here, to make kakanin using 6 cups of sugar, you need 6 cups of rice. How about this problem number 3? Joan works abroad and sends 600 pesos to his parents each month. His parents divide the money in the ratio 4 is to 3 is to 3 for food, travel, and savings respectively. How much of the remittances or remittance goes to each category? Okay, so again, this problem is about ratio and proportion. But this time, the given here is a ratio. 4 is to 3 is to 3. So ano pong ibig sabihin? Ito pong 4 is to 3 is to 3 na division of the amount 600 pesos is that for food, travel, and savings respectively. So pag sinabi pong respectively, yan po yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng uh, amount or yung value. For example, 4 is for food, 3 is for travel, and 3 is for savings. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng respectively. Okay, so here, how to solve that one? So solution. So the given ratio is 4 is to 3 is to 3. Okay, that means, okay, again, 4 is for food, 3 is for travel, and 3 is for savings. E yun po, food, travel, and savings. Now, how to solve? Okay? Paano po yung pagdi-divide ng 600 pesos from the given ratio? Ganito lang po yon. So, we are going to, okay, equate the ratio into the amount or total amount which is 600 pesos. So, 4 is to 3 is to 3 equals to 600. And then, for this ratio, we are going to indicate variable x. So, lahat po ng ratio or number dito sa ratio, lalagyan po natin ng x. So, for x is to 3x is to 3x equal to 600. And then, next po there is, we are going to add. So, if we're going to add all this one, lalagyan po natin ng plus po dito. 4 plus 3 plus 3, that is equal to 10x. Okay? So, copy the variable x and then add the numerical coefficient. 40 plus 3 plus 3 is 10. That is equal to 600. And then next, you're going to solve for x here. So, we're going to remove 10 by dividing 10 to both sides. So, we're going to cancel 10. Okay, cancel po natin dito. Then, x is equal to 600 divided by 10 is equal to 60. So, the value of x is equal to 60. So, ano po yung gagawin natin sa value ng x na yan? Okay, here, we're going to write the amount for food. So, yung food po dito ay, food po ay 4x. Okay, ito po yung food for x. So, we're going to substitute the value of x, which is 60. So, 4x, that means 4 times 60 if you're going to substitute. And 4 times 60 is equal to 240. So, meaning to say, ang food po ay amounting to 240 pesos. How about for travel, T? So, yung travel po dito ay 3. So, that is 3x. So, travel is 3x is equal to, substitute the given, x is equal to 60. That's why 3 times 60, that is equal to 180. So, mean to say, yung travel po ay 180 pesos. And the savings is 3x also. So, savings is 3x. Then, substitute the given is still the same. 3 times 60, that is equal to 180. Now, if you're going to add all the amount, okay, that should be equal to 600. So, dapat mag-equal po yung total amount na 600 pesos. So, pag hindi po nag-equal, then may mali po dito sa ating computation. Okay? So, if you add 240 plus 180 plus 180, that is equal to 600 pesos. So, yan po yung hinahanap ng problem. How much of the remittance goes to each category? Okay? Food, 240, travel, 180, and savings, 180. How about this number 4 problem? You are browsing in an online store which sells laptops and smartphones in the ratio 3:5. If the store sold 200 devices in 1 month, how many of each were sold? Okay. So this problem, the given are this one, 3:5 and 200 devices. So, how to solve this problem? Okay, again, ang given po natin ay ratio 3:5 at meron po tayong total, okay, devices sold in 1 month which is 200. Okay? So here, yung 3:5 po ay ratio of laptops and smartphones. So yung laptop is 3 and yung smartphone ay 5. So here, the same with number 4, equate po natin yung ratio 3:5 into the total devices which is 200. So 3:5 is equal to 200. Then indicate x to the ratio 3x and 5x, then you're going to add. Okay? So 3x plus 5x, that is equal to 8x. So 8x is equal to 200. Again, solve for x by dividing 8 to both sides of the equation, then cancel 8. So pag cancel po natin yung 8, then x is equal to 200 divided by 8 is 25. So x is equal to 25. So here, identify the value or the number of laptop and smartphone. So yung laptop po ay 3x at yung smartphone po ay 5x. So ang x po ay 25. So this will become 3x. So x is 25. So 3 times 25 equals 75. And for phone, 5x. So 5 times 25, that is equal to 125. So if you're going to add the two data or amount or number rather, so 75 plus 125 is equal to 200. So dapat mag-equal po sa 200. So mean to say, the store sold 75 laptops and 125 smartphones in 1 month. Okay, another activity to prepare you for the lesson. So this activity is all about Wonders Without Borders. So these are the instructions. Number 1, featured here are the photos of diverse tourist attractions from across the globe. Second, identify the country to which its feature belongs to by stating the name of the country and its official currency. Okay, for the first picture, saan po natin matatagpuan ang mga places na ito from the globe? So, this view or these pictures ay matatagpuan po sa Japan. And the currency of Japan is yen. And the symbol of yen is this one. Okay? How about this picture? Saan po natin matatagpuan yung picture na ito? Okay, so ito lang po yung pinaka-popular po sa akin at this symbol and this picture ay matatagpuan po sa China. Okay? And the currency of China is yuan or China yuan. And the symbol of China yuan is this one. Okay? How about this picture? Saan po natin matatagpuan yung mga pictures po na ito from across the globe? Okay? So, ang popular po sa akin dito sa picture ay this one. Okay? So, yan po ay matatagpuan sa France. And the currency of France is euro. How about this picture? Saan po natin matatagpuan from across the globe? Okay? So, yan po ay sa Italy. And the currency of Italy is euro. So, the symbol of euro is this one. Okay? Okay, so how about this picture or pictures? So, saan po matatagpuan na bansa yung mga nandito po sa picture na ito? So, yan po ay sa United States. Okay, at ang currency po ng United States ay US dollar. Okay? Okay, so how about this picture? Saan po natin yan matatagpuan from across the globe? Okay, ang popular lang po sa akin dito ay this picture. Okay? And what country is this? Ito po ay Canada. Okay? And the currency of Canada is Canadian dollar. Okay? How about this next picture? Okay? Saan po natin matatagpuan ang bansa with this picture? Okay, so this picture is from Brazil. And the currency of Brazil is Brazilian real. Okay, so this is the symbol of Brazilian real. And for the last picture, saan po natin matatagpuan yung mga places na ito? What country? Okay, so ang country po ay Argentina. And the currency of Argentina is Argentine peso. And this is a symbol for Argentine peso. Okay? Okay, so next, we're going to unlock the different key terms and definitions about conversion of currencies in times and scales and maps. First key term is map. So what is map? Map is a visual representation of an area showing physical features, roads, cities, and etc. Another term is scale. What is scale? Scale is the relationship between a distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Another term is map scale. Map scale is a tool on the map that shows how distances on the map correspond to real-world distances. Another key term is var scale. What is var scale? It is a visual scale shown as a line or var mark with distances. Another term is ratio scale. So what is this ratio scale? Ratio scale or representative fraction is a numerical scale written as a ratio. For example, 1 is to 100,000, meaning 1 unit on the map equals 100,000 of the same units in real life. Okay, so ito, I will have examples about these different key terms. Another term is distance. Distance, the amount of space between 2 points which can be measured on a map and converted to real-world measurement using the scale. How about the word measurement? Measurement is the process of finding the size, length, or amount of something, often using a ruler on a map in this context. How about the word conversion? Conversion, changing a measurement from map scale to real world distance using multiplication or division. Next is the legend or map key. So the legend or map key is a part of the map that explains the symbols and colors used. Next key term is currency. So what is currency? It is a system of money used in a particular country. For example, US dollar, euro, and yen. Sa Philippines, tayo po ay peso. Okay? Okay, so how about exchange rate? What is exchange rate? It is the value of one currency in terms of another. For example, 1 US dollar is equal to 0.90 euro and it may change anytime. So here, yung exchange rate po natin ay nagbabago po time to time. So araw-araw po ay may changes. So if you want to do exchange rate for that time, then you need to identify or you need to search what is the rate of the two currencies. Okay? Okay, so how about this term? Foreign exchange or forex. So ano po ito? It is the market where currencies are traded. The exchange rate is determined here. So ito po yung sinasabi ko, kailangan po ninyo ng forex on that day if you want to exchange your money to other currency. Okay? Next is base currency. Base currency, in a currency pair, it's the first currency listed. Example, in US dollar or euro, USD is the base currency. Okay? How about the word quote currency or counter currency? So this quote currency is the second currency in the pair. It shows how much of this currency is needed to buy one unit of the base currency. So in USD and euro, euro is the quote currency. Okay? So ito po yung pagkakaiba ng dalawang currency, the base currency and the quote currency. So the base currency is the first currency listed and the second currency is the quote currency. Okay? How about the word time zone? So what is time zone? It is a region of the earth that has the same standard time. Time zones are usually offset from Coordinated Universal Time or UTC by a certain number of hours. So mamaya po, we can use this UTC or Coordinated Universal Time in conversion of time. Okay? And this is the definition of UTC or the Coordinated Universal Time. So UTC is the global time standard from which all other time zones are calculated. For example, UTC plus 0 is the reference point. So sa Pilipinas po, ang ating pong UTC ay UTC positive 8. So later, I'm going to present the different UTC or Coordinated Universal Time in our next discussion. Another term that we need to understand is the GMT or the Greenwich Mean Time. So what is this GMT? An older term often used interchangeably with UTC, though UTC is more precise. GMT is based on the time at the prime meridian or 0 degrees longitude. So ito po yung basis po natin in conversion of time. Okay? Another term is the UTC offset. So UTC offset the difference in hours and minutes between a specific time zone and UTC. Examples, New York, Eastern Standard Time. So that is UTC, -5. And Tokyo, Japan, Standard Time is UTC, +9. So later, gaya po ng sabi ko, ipipresent ko po lahat po ng UTC ng different countries. Another is the Daylight Saving Time or DST. So daylight saving time, a seasonal adjustment where clocks are moved forward by 1 hour during warmer months to extend evening daylight. So lahat po ng bansa ay mayroon pong konting adjustment dun po sa time. Okay? Kaya mayroon pong tinatawag na daylight saving time. Another term is the local time. Local time is the actual time observed in a specific place, including any DST adjustments. Next key term po ay time conversion. Time conversion is the process of calculating the local time in one time zone based on the time in another. Example, if it's 3 p.m. UTC, it's 11 a.m. in New York, or UTC -4 during DST. Another key term is the word clock. Word clock, a tool or feature that shows the current time in different cities or time zones. Another is time zone abbreviation. So time zone abbreviations, short forms for a specific time zone. So ito po yung mga different time zone abbreviation. So EST, Eastern Standard Time. PST, Pacific Standard Time. CET, Central European Time. And IST, Indian Standard Time. Okay? And the UTC here are also given. Okay, so we're going to apply the different key terms and definitions that we discussed earlier in solving different problems. So we start solving problems about scales and maps. So this is problem number 1. You are planning a road trip from Ilocos Sur to Baguio City. The map you are using has a scale of 1:1 million. You measure the distance between Manila and Baguio on the map as 20 centimeter. What is the real world distance from Manila to Baguio City? Okay, so this problem is all about scales and maps. So, nung unang panahon, ito po yung ginagamit nila, scales and maps. Okay, so by using the map, ay nako-compute po nila the distance between two places. Just like distance from Manila to Baguio City. Pero sa ngayon po, since gumagamit na po tayo ng technology, we can search the distance of the two places. Okay? So meron na po tayong ginagamit na apps para po ma-detect or ma-measure po yung distances of two places. But how to solve this problem? Okay? Without devices, for example. So here, the ratio given here is 1:1 million. Okay? So 1:1 million means 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 10 kilometers in real life. So saan po nakuha yung 10 kilometers? So if you're going to, okay, write this ratio, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 million centimeter. And 1 million centimeter is very large number po yung 1 million. So ngayon, i-convert po natin yung centimeter in other unit or in other metric unit. So, yung equivalent po ng 1 million centimeter in metric unit is 10 kilometers. Okay? So, yun po yung ibig sabihin ng 1 cm on the map is equal to 10 kilometers in real life. Okay, so here, 1 cm is equal to 10 kilometers. Now, if you're going to solve, gamitin po natin yung ratio and proportion na discuss po natin kanina. Okay, so here, the ratio is 1 cm is to 1 million cm or 10 kilometers. So, 1:10. So, ito po yung ating first ratio. 1:10 is equal to, so the given here is 20 cm. 20 cm sa map. So what is the real world distance? So we are going to write a variable for that unknown number or value. Okay, so 20 over x. And solve the equation. So by cross multiply, so we have this one. 1 times x is x and 10 times 20, this one is equal to 200. So x is equal to 200 or the real distance from Manila to Baguio City is 200 kilometers. So take note po, ang x po natin is in a form of kilometers. Okay? Kaya kilometers po ang gagamitin po nating unit. Okay? Okay, so another problem about scales and maps. So problem number 2. You are looking for a hotel near the Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. You have seen on the map that there is a hotel which is 3 centimeter away from the Christ the Redeemer. The map uses a scale of 1 is to 5,000. Is the hotel within walking distance from the Christ the Redeemer? Okay, so again, this problem is all about scales in maps. So here, in solving the problem, of course, you're going to analyze, okay, what is the problem all about. So here, kapag gusto po ninyong pumunta sa isang lugar at sa lugar na yon ay may gusto kayong puntahan, of course, you're going to book a hotel near that tourist destination. So here in the problem, yung Christ the Redeemer ay matatagpuan po yan sa Brazil. At ito po ay isa sa mga tourist spot sa Brazil. Now, kapag pupunta ka po doon, you need to book on a hotel. Okay? At for example, yung nakita po daw po ninyong hotel according to the problem is that 3 centimeter away from the Christ the Redeemer. So yung map po from that hotel is 3 centimeter to the Christ the Redeemer. Okay, so now the map uses a scale of 1 is to 5,000. So you're going to answer the question, is the hotel within walking distance or not walking distance? So to solve this problem, identify first the scale or the ratio. 1 is to 5,000 is the scale. So that means 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 50 meters in real life. So saan po nakuha yung 50 meters? So wala pong 50 meters sa given po na problem. So ang ibig sabihin po nito, 1 centimeter is equal to 5,000 centimeter. Now, if you are going to convert 5,000 centimeter, what is the exact metric unit is 5,000 centimeter? That is meters. So here, we can use 50 meters. Okay, so here, 1 centimeter is equal to 50 meters. So again, I repeat, 5,000 centimeter, ang equivalent po niya ay pwede pong 50 meters. Okay, so here, to solve, we are going to create ratio and proportion. Ito po yung ating first ratio. 1 cm is to 50 meters. So 1 is to 50 is equal to, so the given here is 3 cm. So 3 cm is to what? So yung place po ng hotel is to x. Okay, so 3 is to x. Now, to solve this one, cross multiplication. So we have 1 times x is x and 50 times 3 is equal to 150. So meaning, the hotel is within walking distance since it is only 150 meters away from Christ the Redeemer. Okay, so dapat ma-compute na po ninyo gaano po kalayo yung 150 centimeter. Okay, so ma-assume po natin gaano po kalayo. Yun po bang 150 meters rather, yun po bang 150 meters ay within walking distance? Yes, walking distance po yung 150 meters. Okay? Okay, so another problem about scales and maps. So problem number 3. James is on a Southeast Asian cruise. The ship will travel from Manila, Philippines to Da Nang City in Vietnam. On the cruise map, the distance between the two cities measures 12.5 centimeter. The map has a scale of 1 is to 2 million. What is the real world distance between Manila and Da Nang City based on the map? Okay, so here, we're looking for the distance or real world distance of the two places. And the two places are Manila, Philippines and Da Nang City, Vietnam. Okay, so according to the map na pinagtignan po natin or according to the problem, the map scale is 1 is to 2 million. So now the question asked or the problem asked, what is the real world distance between Manila and Da Nang City? Okay, so here, so scale on the map is 1 is to 2 million. So ano pong ibig sabihin? 1 centimeter is equal to, equivalent po ito sa kilometers. So kapag kilometers po yung equivalent po natin, what is 2 million centimeter into kilometers? Okay, 2 million centimeters into kilometers is 20 kilometers. So yan po yung real life. Okay? 1 centimeter sa map, 20 kilometers in real life. So to solve this problem, so we have yung ratio po natin, 1 is to 20. The first ratio is equal to the second ratio. Yung given po ay 12 is to 5 cm and then over yung unknown value. Okay? So yung x po represent the real world distance between Manila and Da Nang City. Okay, solve by cross multiplication. We have 1 times x and 20 times 12.5. So multiply, that is equal to 250. So mean to say, the real world distance between Manila and Da Nang City is 250 kilometers. Okay, so how about solving problems about currency conversion? So currency meaning about money. Okay, so paano po mag-convert ng one currency to other currency? Okay, so here is problem number 1. Saipan is traveling from the Philippines to Europe. She has 15,000 pesos and wants to convert it into euro or euros. The current exchange rate is 1 peso or Philippine peso is equal to 0.0142 euro. How much money in euros will Saipan have? Okay, so here, this is conversion of currency or currency conversion. So if you want to convert your money to other currency. Okay, so again, from the problem, si Saipan ay merong 15,000 pesos. At gusto po niyang i-convert into euro. Okay, so yung equivalent po ng two currencies is that 1 peso is equal to 0.0142 euro. Now, how to convert this money? Okay, so here, given amount in peso is 15,000. Exchange rate, peso to euro on August 3, 2026 is 1 peso is equal to 0.0142 euro. So yung conversion po, yung exchange rate po ay, again, nag-change po from time to time. So, ngayong araw, August 3, at sa susunod na araw, August 4, ay may tendency po na magkaiba po yung exchange rate po. Okay? So, here, ito pong conversion na ito ay as of August 3, 2026. Okay, so how to convert? So, ganito lang po yon. Use the exchange rate to convert peso to euro. So euros is equal to peso times exchange rate. So euro is equal to yung Philippine money, 15,000 is equal to exchange rate is 0.0142. If you multiply, then that is equal to 213. So mean to say, Saipan will have 213 euros. So yung 213 euros ay equivalent po yan ng 15,000 pesos. Okay? How about problem number 2? Cleven prepares his trip from the Philippines to the United States. He needs to exchange Philippine pesos or PHP for US dollars or USD. With 100,000 pesos, he wants to find out how much US dollars he will get based on the current exchange rate. Okay, again, so yung problem asks for the current exchange rate. So here, to solve the problem, identify the given. Amount in peso is that 100,000 pesos. Yan po yung pera ni Cleven in peso. And the exchange rate from USD to PHP or Philippine money or Philippine peso on July 31, 2026, ito po yung exchange rate. So 1 USD or 1 US dollar is equal to 61.27 Philippine peso. Okay, so how to solve? So USD is equal to Philippine money divided by exchange rate. So bakit po tayo nag-divide? Okay, so here, ang ginamit po natin kasi dito ay 1 USD is equal to 61.27. Okay, so USD to Philippine money. So here, USD is equal to Philippine peso divided by exchange rate. So USD is equal to, so what is the amount in Philippine money? 100,000 pesos divided by rate po ay 61.27. So 100,000 divided by 61.27 ay 1,632.12 US dollars. Okay? So yan po yung pera ni Cleven. So Cleven will get USD 1,632.12. How about discussing time conversion? So we're going to solve problems about time conversion. So sa time conversion, we need to understand this word, Coordinated Universal Time or the so-called UTC. So these are the different UTC of different countries. So kailangan po nating malaman yung different UTC. Okay, ito po yung quick memory guide. So UTC, positive 12, New Zealand. So lahat po ng countries nandito. UTC, positive 10, Australia and or Sydney. UTC, positive 9, Japan and South Korea. UTC, positive 8, Philippines, China and Singapore. So pare-pareho po ng UTC yung 3 countries. UTC, positive 7, Thailand and Vietnam. UTC, positive 530 is India. So here, bakit po kaya yung India na iba? So yung India po kasi ay napakalawak from east to west. Kaya po, hindi po eksakto na 5 or positive 6. Kaya po, nilagay po sa gitna, UTC 530. Okay? How about UTC positive 4, Dubai, specifically United Arab Emirates? Another, UTC positive 1, Germany and France. UTC 0, United Kingdom. UTC negative 3, Argentina and Brazil. UTC negative 5, New York in Standard Time. And UTC negative 4, that is USA. Okay, so here, again, ano po yung UTC? It is the world's standard time reference used to compare and convert times between different countries and time zones. Okay, so here, sa ngayong pong oras na ito, magkakaiba po yung oras po natin sa buong mundo. Depende po sa UTC ng bawat country. Okay. Let's have examples about time conversion. For problem number 1. Francis lives in Baguio City, Philippines with UTC positive 8 and he has a virtual job interview scheduled with a company based in New York City, USA with UTC negative 4. The interview is scheduled for 10 o'clock a.m. in New York City on July 31, 2026. What time and date should Francis log in for the interview in Philippine time or PH time? Okay? So how to solve this problem? So here, we are going to convert from time of New York to time of the Philippines. Kasi yung given po dito ay 10 o'clock a.m. in New York. What is 10 o'clock a.m. in New York to Philippine time? Okay, so here, given po yung UTC of Philippines which is positive 8 and UTC of New York City which is negative 4. So to solve this problem, ito po yung simple solutions. We need to identify the time zone difference. So what is the difference of our time to the time of New York City? So Philippines is UTC positive 8 and New York City is UTC negative 4. Now, all you have to do is subtract the 2 UTC. So, positive 8 minus negative 4. Okay? So, 8 minus negative 4 equals 12. Okay? So, here, what is 12 all about? Time difference is 12 hours with the Philippines ahead. Ibig sabihin, kung i-compare po natin yung time natin sa New York City, USA, ay ahead po tayo ng 12 hours according po sa UTC. Okay, so now we are going to convert New York time to PH time or Philippine time. So sa New York po ay 10 o'clock AM. All you have to do is you are going to add 12 hours kasi mag-a-add po tayo kasi ahead po tayo ng 12 hours. Okay? So 10 o'clock plus 12 hours is equal to 10 o'clock PM. So 10 AM sa New York, then plus 12 hours ay 10 o'clock PM dito po sa Pilipinas. And the same date po yan on July 31. Okay? So, yung 10 o'clock PM po ay July 31 pa rin po yan. Okay? So here, to answer the problem, Francis should log in at 10 o'clock PM Philippine time on July 31, 2026. Okay, so another problem about time conversion to master the lesson. Problem number 2. Jeveline is from Cabanatuan City, Philippines. She wants to call her mother who works in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, UTC positive 4. She is free to call at 7 o'clock PM Philippine time after doing her homework. What time will it be in Dubai when she makes the call? Okay, so here, we are going to convert time from Philippine to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Okay, so here, to solve this problem, you need to identify the UTC of the different countries, of the two countries. So yung PH time or Philippine time is UTC positive 8. Hindi ko na po nilagay dito. But be sure na alam po ninyo what is the UTC of Philippines. So UTC is positive 8 of the Philippines, and UAE or United Arab Emirates, the UTC is given there, which is positive 4. So here, we are going to subtract. So 8 minus 4, that is equal to 4. So yung time zone difference is that Philippines is 4 hours ahead of Dubai. So here, paano po malalaman kung sino po yung ahead of time between the UTC? So yung mas malaki pong positive 8, yun po yung ahead of time. That's why here, Philippines is 4 hours ahead of Dubai. Okay? So ahead po tayo ng 4 hours than Dubai. So here, if you're going to convert Philippine time to UAE time, so ang time po sa Pilipinas ay 7 o'clock PM, then we are going to subtract 4 hours. So bakit po tayo magsusubtract ng 4 hours? Kasi ahead po tayo ng 4 hours dun sa Dubai. Okay? So 7 o'clock Philippine time minus 4 hours. So 3 o'clock PM in UAE. Okay? So here, to answer the question, when Jeveline calls at 7 o'clock PM in the Philippines, it will be 3 o'clock PM in Dubai. Okay? So let's have activity to apply our knowledge about currencies, time, scales, and maps. So we're going to solve the following problems. So for problem number 1, you are given a roadmap of Luzon with a scale of 1 is to 1,200,000. The distance from Manila to Cagayan measures 18 centimeter on the map. What is the actual road distance from Manila to Cagayan? Okay, so here on problem number 1, okay, you can pause this video lesson. Try nyo po munang sagutan and then later play it again to see if your answer is correct. Okay? So here, I'm going to reveal the answer. The correct answer here is the actual road distance from Manila to Cagayan is 216 kilometers. Another problem, number 2. You are in Manila, UTC positive 8, and need to schedule a meeting with a partner in Berlin, Germany, UTC positive 1. If it is 3 o'clock PM in Manila, what time is it in Berlin? Okay, again, you can pause this video lesson, try to answer first, and then later play to see if your answer is correct. Okay? So what's the correct answer for problem number 2? The answer is, it is 8 o'clock a.m. in Berlin. How about this problem number 3? Your flight departs from New York, UTC -5 at 6 o'clock p.m. local time. What time do you arrive in Paris, UTC +1, 10 hours later? Okay? So again, please try to solve first. Pwede po ninyong again na i-pause yung video lesson na ito and try to answer first. Okay? So the correct answer for problem number 3 is this one. Answer, you will arrive in Paris at 10 o'clock a.m. local time the next day. Okay, another assessment to test your understanding about the lesson. Formative test, choose the word that described by the given statement below. Write only the letter of the correct word. So, ito po yung different statement at ito po yung ating choices. A, B, C, D. Okay, for number 1, the relationship between a distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Is it A, scale, B, foreign exchange, C, currency, and D, conversion? Okay? So here, the correct answer is letter A. That is scale. Number 2, changing a measurement from map scale to real-world distance using multiplication or division. So what is that term? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay? So what's your answer? The correct answer is letter D, that is conversion. Number 3, the market where currencies are traded. The exchange rate is determined here. So what's your answer? A, B, C, or D? So what's your answer? The correct answer is letter B, foreign exchange. And last, number 4, a system of money used in a particular country. For example, US, dollar, euro, yen, or peso. So here, wala na pong ibang pamimilian. We have A, B, D. So therefore, the correct answer for number 4 is letter C. What is that? Currency. Okay, to end up our discussion, for teachers, you can use this one, reflection prompts. So ito po yung pwede po nating ibigay sa estudyante in writing the reflections. Okay, so map and scales, here are the 2 questions. The time zones, we have 2 questions. And for currency, we have 5 questions. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you learned from my simple video lesson. See you on my next discussion about classify functions based on their graphs and or equations to determine if they are linear, absolute value, quadratic, square root, or cube root.